The time has come for the first prova. Prova means the trial race. There are 6 trial races now before the Palio race on the 16th of August. It is the evening of the 13th of August, and earlier today we saw the 10 competing contradas get their horses at the assignment of the horses. Remember, the horses are not chosen by the contradas, rather they are assigned by lot. Right now we're seeing these images of all the children waving their fazzoletti, their neck scarves, as the captains are walking on the tufo, on the track of the Piazza del Campo, to take their place in the captain's stand. The mayor has already exited. He is already on his way up to the stand as well, where he will be joined by the priors, or the presidents, of all of the 10 competing contradas. We'll remind you that the contradas that are running are the Leohorno, the unicorn, Pantera, the panther, Civetta, the owl, Drago, dragon, Tartuja, tortoise, Nicchio, shell, Giraffa, that needs no translation, but it's the giraffe, Val di Montone, the ram, Lupa, the she-wolf, and Bruco, the caterpillar. I will not be saying their names in English because we are in Siena and we must use the contradas' names as they are. So I urge you to study all of the contradas. We're seeing some lovely images now of the piazza. It is completely filled. It has been closed off, so people are in the center of the piazza and in the stands. You'll note that many of the people in the stands are contrada members themselves. They sit in various sections, strategic positions around the piazza. But during the trial races, the children perhaps have the best place of all because they have the seats in front of the town hall. So the children of the 10 competing contradas come into the piazza, and it's wonderful to hear them singing in praise of their own contrada, or perhaps putting down their rival. We also had a long wait today to find out who was going to ride for each of the 10 contradas. Now, the 10 horses that were chosen today came from a group of 35 this morning, which came from a group of about 50 or 60 a few days ago. The horses are now... I'll hold that thought. The horses are now coming out. The cannon has fired, and now the jockeys are on their mounts wearing the colors of their respective contradas. So I urge you to go to our website and download the contrada cards and learn the different colors. So, for example, that deep blue is the Nicchio, the black, white, and orange is Lupa, the pink and yellow is the ram, which their colors are actually red and yellow, but to distinguish themselves from the chiocciola, the snail, they wear pink in the piazza. We have some really strong horses. 7 or 8 of the horses, as our colleague Antonio told us this morning, have a real possibility of winning. We have 5 horses making their Palio debut. All horses, remember, that run in the Palio must be at least 5 years old, and so they're making their debut tonight, and some of them really are highly anticipated beasts here on the Tufo. So, who is running for who? Well, we have Carlo Sanna, whose nickname is Brigante, running for the unicorn, the Leohorno. Now, all jockeys also have an official nickname. So Brigante is running for Leohorno. Running for Pantera is Jonathan Bartoletti, whose nickname is Scompiglio, which means havoc. And the reason he's running is because he's actually... he trains the horse that he's riding on right now. And so Jonathan Bartoletti running for Pantera, and the horse is called Rexy. And Rexy had a really wonderful race this morning at the Batterie. Running for Civetta is Josué Carboni, whose nickname is Carburo. Now, the horse for the Civetta is called Tabacco, and perhaps of the 10 horses, it was the one that was not looked at with the most anticipation, but again, this is the Palio, it's not a normal race, you never know. Riding for Drago is Andrea Mari, whose nickname is Brio, which means brio. Brio, which means lively, vivacious, if you will. Andrea Mari also ran for the Drago in July. He won, so he's perhaps trying to go for a second victory here. Drago also has a horse that he rode in 2016 but finished second, Pathos de Ozieri. For the Tartuca, we have Giovanni Azzeni, whose nickname is Titia, which means shiver, and Tia is one of the best jockeys in the field today. For Nicchio, we have Luigi Bruschelli, whose nickname is Trecciolino. He has the second most Palio wins of anybody in Palio history, second only to Aceto with 14 wins. Trecciolino has 13, and you can be sure he's going to want that 14th win. For the Giraffe, we have Francesco Caria, who is running for the Giraffe. His nickname is Tremendo. For Montoni, we have Antonio Siri, detto Amsicura, running for the Ram. For Lupa, we have Giuseppe Zedde, a bit of a surprise there, whose nickname is Gingillo. And finally, we have for the Brujo, Sebastiano Murtas, whose nickname is Grandine, which means hail. So right now, the horses are lining up in between the two canopy. The canopy are the starting ropes. Remember, this is not a race, a normal horse race. A, because it's in the city center of a medieval square, and B, because we run in a clockwise motion, not counterclockwise, and C, because there are no starting gates. Rather, there are starting ropes. So you see that the jockeys are lining up their horses in the order prescribed to them. They are lined up in the order of extraction. So all you need to do is look at the flags on the Palazzo Pubblico and you will know the order of extraction. Tomorrow morning there'll be another trial race and the order will be reversed. Now, how does the race start? 9 horses line up in between the two starting ropes, and the 10th horse is called the rincorsa. When the 10th horse passes the first rope, the mosiere is in charge of dropping the rope. The mosiere is in charge of dropping the first rope, and that determines the start. If there is a false start, the cannon will fire, and the horses will have to line up again. So here we are in our first race. We have Bruco is the 10th horse, is the rincorsa. Grandine is now waiting for all the horses within the starting lineup to get in the proper position. He's waiting for a good moment when it's a safe time to go and a good opportunity for all involved. Remember, these trial races are not to see who's going to win. It doesn't matter. The only win that matters is on the 16th of August. Right now, this is a chance for the jockeys to see how they get along with the horses, because the horses cannot be changed, but the jockeys can be changed if the pairing is not ideal. So now we have the Brujo is coming up to the starting rope. All of the horses are jockeying for position. Good word. They're jockeying for position. That's exactly what they're doing. The jockeys are trying to find their spot. They're trying to line up in the correct order between the starting ropes. Tartuca is having a bit of problem getting in the right place. Tartuca should be in position number 5, but already they're in position number 9. But that's okay. Again, this is not a race like any other. Sometimes the safest start is the best start. It seems like Bruco is getting ready, and the start is valid. Yes, the start is valid. The mortaretto, the cannon, did not fire, and so you can see the horses are not all running at full speed, because this is a way for the jockeys to test their mounts. And here we have Mari, who is running for the Dragon in the lead. Again, Mari won for the Dragon in just this past July, and so he's running his horse quite hard to see what potential it has, because he knows this horse. He ran on this horse in 2016. Now you can see he's slowing down. He clearly wanted to see how the horse would do in the first lap. The other jockeys are trying various strategies to see how the horse copes with the two curves that are so dangerous here in the Piazza del Campo. The curve of San Martino is the first really difficult curve, and the curve of Casato, and that's where a lot of horses do fall. You see right now that Mari is taking his second lap around San Martino, and all of those white things that you see at the left are mattresses. They're actually a very high-grade foam, similar to the ones they use in Formula One racing, so that way if there is a crash, the horse and jockey remains safe. I can guarantee you that the actual Palio race is much faster than this, but Mari has a comfortable lead. He's led the entire 3 laps, and so he will quote-unquote win this trial race. There you see Leo Corno in the orange, white and blue of the unicorn, taking it slowly as Mari comes around the 3rd San Martino, and now on the straightaway in front of the Palazzo Pubblico and coming around the third curve of Casato, I beg your pardon, and the cannon is about to fire to show that the race has finished. Let's wait for it. There it goes. In front of him, you'll notice the red and white of the giraffe, but this was a rather shall we say, normal trial race. We have 10 horses again, 10 contradas competing, 10 strong jockeys, and 10 really strong horses. I should say 7 or 8 really strong horses, but this is anybody's palio. We see right now that Mari is being greeted by members of his contrada. Do not be afraid. These men are running to protect the horse and the jockey. This is the job of the men of the contrada, to protect the horse and the hired quote-unquote assassin. The jockey is a hired mercenary soldier. He is paid to run for the contrada and bring victory home. You can see there the members of the Lupa contrada, the she-wolf, where all of the members are gathered around the horse and jockey just to make sure that the horse is okay, as they will walk the horse and jockey back to the stall. In this replay, you can see the first rope dropped and everyone left, and the green, red, and yellow of the dragon. They started in second position, but very quickly overtook the owl in black and red and white. Mari, the jockey whose nickname is Brio, which means lively. Again, he really would like to see a capotto, we think, but again, in the palio you never know. You see that Bruco left the rincorsa and stayed in the back the whole time. Lupa did not get a great start, nor did Pantera, but again, this is the first of 6 trial races, so the jockeys have different strategies for each time, because if you're at the beginning, if you're in position number 1, position number 5, position number 9, or number 10, which is the rincorsa, which determines the start of the race, the jockeys have different strategies depending on the position. Thanks for watching with us, and we'll see you tomorrow for our we'll see you later on tonight for our commentary with our expert Antonio, and then stay with us tomorrow where we will meet after the second trial race. Thank you so much, and buona serata.